Just by way of introduction, before we start the video tour, we began designing this home back in 2015 and it wasn't finished construction until a few years later. But then of course COVID hit, some other things happened in life. We haven't been able to document or share this building with the public until now. Architecture for me is not about designing the most creative looking building, expensively finished, award-winning worthy building. It has to be something which as a priority is warm, dry and safe to live in. It also needs to be affordable to build and affordable to run. Anything else after that is a bonus. But I don't believe that anything should be done in a building purely based on capricious terms. What I mean by that is everything that's on your building should have a function, at least one function. So whether that's having strategically placed wing walls, as you'll see in this building, which give you privacy in an urban setting, or tall windows, again strategically placed to let the winter sunlight deep into the home to heat it for free, or simply having varying room volumes and shapes and sizes which feel just right to be in. For the owners, this home provides all those things and more. So if you are around in Victoria on May the 4th, 2025, sounds a little bit like Star Wars Day, the home will be open for Sustainable House Day, so we'd love to see you there. We begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we stand, the Wadawurrung and Dja Dja Wurrung people, and I pay my respects to the elders past, present and future. And welcome to the Rex. Okay, so we're at the Rex, Central Ballarat. We are in a corner allotment which is in a heritage overlay, so the building needed to have a little bit of inspiration from the heritage style buildings of the area that we love here in Ballarat, but also wanted it to behave more like a modern energy efficient home. So we've got 139 square meters over 3 levels. We're on a sloping block. So rather than doing a deep side cut, putting it all on one level, you kind of feel like you're sitting in a hole that way. So I wanted to work more with the natural topography. It's a 2-bedroom home. It has a work from home space, kitchen, living, dining, 1 bathroom. There's a laundry in a cupboard. So very simple. The construction method is a conventional stud framed building, although we did use a thicker 120mm stud, which allowed us to fit a thicker 3.1 bat. We've got a mixture of trusses and rafters that allow us to put 6 insulation up in the roof. But everything is constructed fairly conventionally, and this was designed 10 years ago and built like around 7-8 years ago. So things were a little bit different back then, but yeah, we just didn't want it to be an overly complicated building that was going to be unnecessarily costly. The house is all electric. Hello, yes. You want to come and be in the video too, do you? So there's a 6.6 kilowatt photovoltaic system, grid connected. And we have the panels split over 3 arrays facing 3 different directions. Okay, Daphne. So given the design of the house and the roofs, we do have 3 ideal roofs to mount the PVs on, so they can be flat but also facing 3 directions, east, north and west. So in the morning, you're getting ready for work, you like to use the coffee machine and the toaster. You've got panels facing the direction of the morning sun, so the power production is much more efficient when the sun is more perpendicular to the panels. The middle of the day, no one's home perhaps, you're just feeding excess power back to the grid and getting paid an amazing feed-in tariff. Thank you, energy retailers, for that. And then when you come home in the afternoon or the evening, you want to be cooking on the induction cooktop or the electric oven. You've got lights on and things like that. You've got west-facing PVs as well, so that afternoon sun facing more perpendicular to those panels, more efficient energy production. So the average energy consumption per person per day in this house is 3.9 kilowatt hours. The average for the Australian person per day is 6.24 kilowatt hours. So we're using a little bit over half what the average Australian does in his home. So as far as heating goes, we've just got a wood heater, but we also have solar gain, direct solar gain to each wing of the house. So we've got the 3 wings over the 3 levels. The rooms are not very deep, so we're getting a lot of free heat energy from the sun first and foremost. Secondly, with the wood heater being on the lower level, we're getting the benefit of natural convection, heat circulating naturally up through the house. And after more than 5 or 6 years the owners living here, they've found that that's all the heating that they need. As far as cooling goes, there's one sweep fan in the main living area. Other than that, there's natural ventilation. There's like a lot of opposing windows throughout the building where we can get natural airflow throughout. There is a pond with a fountain. I've just turned that off because it's quite noisy, but that offers like a lot of coolness to the air immediately outside the building. There's a lot of vegetation, so a microclimate is being formed directly adjacent the openings, which pre-cools the air before it comes into the house.